The HIA Charitable Foundation and Beyond Blue started their relationship about 10 years ago. Can you talk a little bit about how you see the relationship's grown over the last 10 years?
I think this is where the partnership really comes into its own, because you've got these networks into your members and you've really helped us promote and amplify the options that are available. Distress in the community is increasing, especially amongst younger people. We've seen, for example, in our support service, in the last 6 months, about a 40% increase in young people coming to us. So there's something going on out there. But to be frank, it's not just about young people, it's about all of us. What you kept on doing for us was giving us funding for our 24/7 support service. Anyone in Australia, no matter the time of night or day, no matter what their issue, can call for themselves or on behalf of, or for somebody else that they're worried about, and speak to our incredible, compassionate team. So it's a very special partnership to us. We've just ticked over the $1.2 million raised for Beyond Blue's work, which is incredible. So 10 years, over $1 million. And so just knowing that we're coming together, we're stronger together, and those channels through the foundation to your members, so important. We know that certain industries face particular challenges, and your industry is one that I think is going through a lot. Has been through a lot, is going through a lot. I think we can only imagine, but I'd be really interested to hear a bit more.
Look, I think it's probably over the last 12 months probably been one of the worst times to be in our industry, and that just sort of breaks my heart in a lot of ways, because I know the sort of the pride that many of these people have in building their business, in delivering a beautiful home to people, and you know, just coming up against constant barriers. The industry is characterised by a lot of small businesses, and they're very isolated. They're essentially, you know, maybe one builder and one trade going out into a residential site, and that's all they will see maybe for a couple of weeks on end. When they're struggling and they don't have anybody to talk to, it just sort of builds, the pressure builds, and they don't even see it coming. The other thing that characterises our industry is, of course, we're hiring a lot of young male apprentices straight out of school, some as young as 16. They have no work skills at all. They need to learn about how to get out of bed in the morning. Their sort of way they look after themselves is not that great. And all of a sudden they're getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning and having to be on the job, often just with one much older person. So they too lost a lot of their network that they had at school, and so they're, you know, trying to kind of find their way. Those builders who are actually taking these young people under their wing and giving them a go and helping them kind of you know, take the next step in their life, that's a huge responsibility. So you've got to kind of look after yourself through that too. But what an incredible gift that they're giving these young people. The people that work in your environment are unfortunately, you know, it's heavily male dominated, and there's high suicide risks and rates. So when we started our partnership, we wanted to do some deeper research to understand what really drives men in particular, what stops, what drives, what can we do to design services and programs and supports, communications, so we actually really connect with men in particular who might be at risk of suicide. What we can add at HIA as well is a network, and I think a sense of community where people can pick up the phone and and speak to their peers as much as anything else, and feel confident that they're able to share and look after each other. Yeah, I think if HIA is focusing on that, that's exactly the right combination and ingredients. You know, the number of people I speak to who feel isolated, disconnected from community, and that is the start of their symptoms getting worse. The things that keep us mentally well and actually protect our mental health are community, connection and conversation. But I tell you what, every single person that I've met in my job, and I talk to them, they say the first step towards recovery started with a conversation. It might have been a conversation with Beyond Blue, it might have been a conversation with my doctor, it might have been a conversation with my wife or my partner or my husband, but it started with a conversation.